This week on Dine and Wine, there's something a little fishy going on. Hey guys, Frank here. Thanks for joining us again for another Dupa Winery Dine and Wine. And today we are doing a sheet pan meal. Now this sheet pan meal is going to be a salmon and muscadine orange poppy seed sheet pan meal. Now we make this orange poppy seed, muscadine orange poppy seed dressing here at Dupa Winery. You can get it there, order it online, but this is easy to make. We're going to kick it up a little bit though. What we're going to do, first thing, is we are going to take something to mix this in. So you're going to pour that whole jar of that muscadine orange poppy seed dressing in there. So pour that in there. And then we want to make this a little bit gingery, okay? So we're going to take, we'll take about teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of ginger and just drop that right in there. You can use that little guy to spread it right in there like that. So we got that. And you can either chop that up. We chopped it up. I like it chopped up. It's a little, gives you a little bit more flavor. Or if you've got a zester, you can do it that way, but it's easier chopping it up. We're gonna take that, and then we're gonna take a little bit of lemon juice and just squeeze, let's just do about a half a lemon, and we'll leave that other half so we can actually squirt some of that on top of it after we are done cooking. So we're gonna take that, mix that up. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can do it that way, but I like doing it like this right here, man. This is like, you're almost a human-powered mixer is what I like to call this. So we're gonna take that, mix that up really well. There we go, we got that mixed up. Let's get that out of the way over here. And then we're gonna take our salmon and check that salmon out. Doesn't that, those salmon steaks look awesome, man. I'll tell you what, salmon is super good for you too, man. It's a lightweight, easy meal, really good for you. We'll put those right out front here, just like that. And that one tried to jump away. He must still be a little bit alive. So we'll take that, put that one there, take another one, put that there, there we go. And we'll take that third one and put that little thing right there. Spread these out so it looks nice. There we go. We got some space in between those. Take that, put that over there. And then we are going to take our marinade and we're going to pour it right on top. Now, here's another thing you can do. I'm going to pour it right on top here, but because I'm kind of in a hurry, I want to get this done for you guys. If you want to, pour this over top on the night before. If you do that, you can let it marinate for about 5-6 hours, overnight if you want, but I don't have time to do that. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to pour a little bit of this over top of each of these. All right, just like that. Now you don't want to use all of this, because if you use all of this, you won't have any to use after your salmon is cooked. So there we go. Man, that looks good. Just look at that marinade, that dressing going right over top of those. And, you know, use as much as you like. I like a lot of that marinade on there. So there we go. We've got that. That tastes really good, guys. I'm telling you. Now, what we're going to do now, you can either take your tongs or you can just use your hands. I'm going to use the tongs. But we're going to add some asparagus here, okay? So here we go. Add our asparagus. And of course it fell, but that's okay. Here we go. Spread this out a little bit. Now here's why. If you don't spread this out, what it's going to do, instead of roasting it, it's going to steam it. Okay, so we want to get it spread out. So you got about a single layer or so, something like that, depending on how many people you have. And then we're going to take some of our red peppers here and put those right in between. Now, if some of your marinade gets on those red peppers, it's not going to hurt anything. In fact, it'll probably just make it taste even a little bit better. All right, so let's get that there. And that looks good, nice. And again, don't get them too much over top of each other, because you do want them to roast and not steam. So there we go. And that's enough for right now. If you got more people, you might need 2 sheet pans, because this is a nice dinner to have if you got some friends over too. So there we go. We got that. Give you guys a shot of that real quick. Doesn't that look awesome? Now, last thing you're going to want to do is you want to take a little bit of olive oil and just kind of sprinkle that over top. All right. And if you know, it doesn't matter how much. We got about 2 tablespoons in here. And we're just going to give that So it's just a little bit covered so it roasts those vegetables there. There's red peppers and that asparagus. And asparagus, man, I love asparagus. It's one of my favorite vegetables to eat. Then, last thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit. We got some pepper, we got a little bit of salt, and some garlic powder. We just mix that together and just put that over top here like this. There we go. Make it look nice. Now, as far as the vegetables go, you can throw this on the vegetables beforehand or after. That's completely up to you. If you throw it on there beforehand, it tends to make them sweat and they get a little bit dried out, but you know, that's completely up to you. I like it on there a little bit beforehand and not too much. To me, as it's cooking, you just get a little bit more of that salt and pepper flavor kind of just drawn into those vegetables. So that looks good. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're gonna put it in the oven. And that's gonna be right around 400 degrees. You're gonna do it for about, depending on how you like your salmon, I'd start out at 15 minutes. 15 minutes is going to get that where you got that pink center, where it's not overcooked in the center. Now, if you don't like that pink reddish center, go a little bit longer, 20 minutes. I wouldn't do it for more than 25 though. At 25, it's going to be really flaky. You're not going to have the flavor, as much of a flavor of that salmon. But if you like your stuff more well done, go ahead and do that. But I recommend between 15 and 20 minutes. So, all right, last thing we're going to do before we put this in the oven is we're going to put a couple little orange slices on top of here. Let's see, we got a couple thin slices here. There's one more. Let's see, I got one there. And there's one we'll put on top here. And then let's just put couple big ones on the center there. There we go. That looks nice. All right, let's shove this thing in the oven. All right, guys, the salmon's out of the oven. Let's get this plated up, and I like that piece right there. So let's get that on there. And you're going to want to plate this nice because I'm sure you're going to have some people over. So let's do a little side angle here. That looks really cool. What do you think? You know what I think? I think we should put a little bit of those red peppers right in front of that. Just a couple there in front. Make it look really nice. Go against that orange and that pink. A couple of those there. And then, let's take some of our asparagus. Grab that off of there. Man, this stuff it smells good. I can't wait to try this. You know what? I'm just going to do my fingers on this. It's a little bit easier. Put some of that behind. And again, you just want to plate it up really nice. So let's put a little bit of that behind. Maybe put some on top there to show those colors. Do a little bit like that. Yeah, that looks really cool. There we go. And wipe our fingers off because those a little bit messy. Yeah, that looks really cool there. All right. So now we've got our plate. Check that out. And you know, some people may want a little bit more of those red peppers, a little bit more asparagus. You can ask them, find out what they want. But I'm ready to try this. So let's get this in our mouth and give this a try. Now, asparagus is one of my favorite foods. I love asparagus. So let's take a little bite of that first. Those are nice and roasted, almost exactly right. Oh yeah, those are crispy. A little bit of tenderness. A little bit of that red pepper in there. Those mixed together. And you know what I want though? I want a piece of that salmon. Let's cut a little piece of that off. I use a knife. You don't even need a knife. This stuff is just flaking right off. I'm going to taste a little bit of that. And then I want to taste it before I put a little bit more dressing on it. It's good like that. But I'm going to tell you what's going to add to this. Is a little bit more of that dressing. So I'm just going to move that asparagus over a little bit. Maybe move that orange just a little. Get some of that dressing underneath that orange. Not too much, just a little bit like that. Put some of that orange in there. And then we've got some lemon or some orange you can squeeze on top of that. I like orange a little bit better than I do lemon, so let's do a little bit of that on top. Move that baked orange and just get that right on top of there. Oh yeah, all right. Now let's give this a try with that extra muscadine orange poppy seed dressing. And again, I'm using a knife and I don't even need to. So let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, it just flakes off. Man, salmon is just so good for you too. That's the other nice thing about this. It's hard to get on a fork sometimes, but hey. can really taste that ginger mixed with that muscadine and that orange, and that is just, I love the taste of ginger. It just gives it that bite that you don't normally get. This is such an easy meal to do. Have some friends over, cook this up. They're going to be impressed. They're going to think you spent all day doing this and you spent probably 45 minutes. So, guys, thanks for joining us again. You guys stay safe. We'll see you on the other side. This is Frank, out.